In this next section, we're now going to factor the algebraic expressions. And you could go ahead and copy this down, and I will talk through these points right after. All right. So when you're factoring algebraic expressions, it's pretty much doing the opposite of what we just did. So expressions can also be simplified. They could be simplified even more. And factoring is when you take out the GCF. So I'm going to scroll up to the past set of notes. You see that we turned the this top number here, and we turned it into that number. That's what we call expand. But you can go the other way and turn the number into something like this. That's what we call factoring. So how do we factor? Well, when we factor, what we have to do is we have to find what the GCF is, or what's the greatest common factor. And in this case, I could see that both of these numbers can be divided by 2. So that's exactly what I'm going to do there. All right, so I'm going to take the number 2, and I'm going to take it out of the equation first. So what you do is you start by writing the number that you're dividing by. So if I'm dividing by 2, then I write the 2. And then I'll put a parentheses. Now I gotta figure out what is left. So 2x divided by 2, I'm left with 1x, or I'm left with just x. And then positive 8 divided by positive 2 is going to be positive 4. And that's what I have. That is how you factor a number. Sometimes you could also maybe factor out potentially a negative. If you're going to do so, just be very careful with what you do. So let's say 3y. Let's use a different letter. I'm going to try 3y plus 9. So these numbers you could see are fairly easy. I could factor out a 3, but in this case, sometimes we just like having that front number as a nice positive number. So we could divide by -3, and that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to divide both by -3. And you can see that if I divide it by -3, so that means I'm going to have the -3 out here. Now, what am I going to have left? Well, -3 divided by -3 is 1. So 1y is just going to be y. Now, be careful with this one. Plus 9, positive 9, divided by -3 is going to be -3. So then I'm going to have to write -3. That's just something you have to look out for, but really it's a matter of division when it comes to factoring. So this is what you need to know for factoring algebraic expressions. That is it.